it's an interesting tech tree. Like, yeah, that's definitely worth its own freaking video.
Jess and I are going to do a tech tree talk tomorrow night live.
Warships is follow. Like, what time tomorrow night?
Probably about 8ish.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, you get
about this sort of time.
My clock's go.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Boom Talk. It's been too long, guys, since we did a Boom Talk. We got a lot to talk about tonight, guys. I got Scully and Martin on call. What's up, fellas?
What's up, guys?
Oh, I knew we were gonna do this, Martin. Okay, you go first. You go first.
No, you're the guest. Go on, you take it away, Scully.
Thank you. I just wanted to say what's up, everybody. Very excited to be here for today's Boom Talk. So much to talk about. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am.
Yeah, how are we doing? Like you say, so much to talk about. Yeah, but let's get on with it, Aaron.
Yeah, cool. Let's have a look, see who's we got in chat. And Scully, you want to do the honors?
Oh, let's do it. Okay, I gotta scroll up here because we've almost got 30 people in chat already here. And I see Bumblebee as number 1 there. Bumblebee, welcome to the live stream. Very, very good to see you today. Ryan J in there as well. Thumbs up to you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Michael Wells, giving the love to Aaron. Massive shout out to Michael Wells. Tom, I see you in there already. Big shout out to you, man. I know you were saying that you were watching a lot today with Chicken Shish Kebabber. Yeah, a lot of content out there, so much to go over, which is why today is going to be such a great episode of Boom Talk here. Tiago, good to see you as well, buddy. Tiago Rookie in the YouTube chat. I don't want to miss anybody. Roy, what's up, everybody? What's up, Roy? Dre Dog joining us as well here. Ronza Kappa moments. We got Cecil McGlovin. I'm loving. Oh, that's right, you guys. I'm loving my chicken right now. A pig statue combo on the beach right now. It's so artistic. It is. It might be a little subjective, depending on how you look at it, but it's definitely artistic there. Yo, Click, what's up? Welcome to the live stream as well there. I know I always butcher this name, Rossananti. That's probably wrong, and I know he's going to correct me on that. Digging the tunes, but it's very, very good to see you. Angry Tuhin, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Of course, we've got Candy McNugget in here, giving love to everybody. Candy, always a pleasure, but I know you were here from the beginning. Good to see you as well. Captain Blackadder. Oh, geez, we got so many people here. Blackadder, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the live stream here. Once again, Tom, everybody just giving love right here. Mr. Op Destroy, I did see you as well. Let's give a big shout out. We got OP in the chat right now. I know you were killing it earlier with your live stream on the Tech Tree with the breakdown and everything. It's going to be an exciting season, Op. Stella Rose, welcome to the live stream. Mr. Posse, very good to see you. Andre44. Oh my God.
They're all here tonight, chat.
Yeah, no kidding. I think we got a lot of people just saying hi to everybody, and I do see Cameron at the bottom there. So Cameron, FTW in the chat as well. Martini, very good to see you. And if I did miss anybody, I'm sorry.
What's going on then, chat? So yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about the, obviously we've had the update, which is both brilliant and terrible at the same time. Well, the update itself was good, but the bugs are a bit crap. So there's that. We've got the Chinese server split, which is obviously a hot topic right now in the community. Everybody's talking about where the Chinese have gone. Not sure what the answer is to that, but I'm sure we can speculate. And then we've got Warships, obviously, as well. We'll probably have to touch on a little bit of Warships, seeing that we've got you guys on. So yeah, what do you guys think of the update then? Scully, what's your first impressions? What you're digging?
Overall, the aspect of just something new coming to Boom Beach, I know everybody will probably agree with me. I'm absolutely in love with the Laser Ranger, and I do find the Critter Launcher absolutely fascinating. The buff to the mech was well needed and much deserved. I mean, this is something that, we were pretty much promised an OP troop, 2 years ago when they introduced the mech. So honestly, I think I've been actually map clearing more with full mech just because I'm trying to save more gold to upgrade my Laser Rangers. But that's definitely probably what I'm loving the most about it. Martin, I know we were talking about the changing account feature. That is also really nice. Cool
for streamers. For the streamers is just like the best part of this update for being a streamer. No more needing to use a whole pull screen and needing to like cut half the stream off and put pictures up, then forget you've put them up, Martin.
What sort of rookie does that?
I know, right? So yeah, no more of that now. You can literally just go tip tap done. That's so nice. That's like plus 10 for me.
It's over and done with in like 3 seconds. Yeah. I mean, before we would literally have to not even change a scene, just bring something up just to block the screen so the email wouldn't be shown. And now, literally, settings, click, done. Lifesaver. But again, it's a blessing to have, but something so simple, so life-saving, not even life-saving, time-saving. Let me rephrase that.
Caps in the chat going, ball streams will be so smooth now.
No, they won't. I'll find something else to cock up.
He'll find something else to cock up. Yeah, that's true.
This feature should have been implemented like freaking years ago, fellas. Like, again, it's a blessing. It's great to have it, and without a doubt. And the monstrosities on the beaches that everybody's loving, that you can just mess around. That's also really cool, and that is intended as well. A lot of people aren't sure if that's actually going away.
Yeah, they're not supposed to stack on top of each other, but they are supposed to be on the beach. Yeah. You can also do it on Warships, which I didn't actually realize until I watched your sneak peek. I didn't actually clock that.
buddy.
I didn't even think to try it.
It's funny you mentioned that too. So especially when you guys get to 4 ER, keep your statues on the ramp, and then when you go from 4 ER to 5 ER, your statues will be on a part of the warship where it shouldn't be, just because the ramps change.
I think that potentially this was like supposed to be part of like the Warships update donkeys years ago, because do you remember when they shared the concept art before Warships was even launched? Remember they shared all the concept art of all the different things that they were showing, and that very front part of the deck would have little circle bits. Do you remember it actually had little stands to be able to place the trophies on? They were thinking about doing. They had more than one trophy.
Go back and take a look. But I believe you're right.
It was only concept stuff. It's in the Art of Supercell book as well. If anybody's out there, got it, you can flick through and have a look. But yeah, it had little podiums for you to put your statues on, put your trophies on. Which is exactly what it looked like when you changed back from 4 to 5 VR and the ramp changes. That's exactly what it looked like with those trophies on the front part there. Looks pretty cool. But you can't.
Maybe they did just kind of sneak it in there for this part of the update.
Maybe
this could have been intended 2 years ago. Who knows?
You never know, do you?
I was going through some old folders of Boom picture stuff that I've got on my computer, and I found that concept art from all that time ago when they were first talking about bringing warships in. And I kind of just when you showed me that earlier today, it just made me think of that picture, and so I thought, was that intended? Yeah.
What's up, Fairs? We've got Roy in there as well. Kevin Anderson, what's up, fellas? Jess is in the chat as well. Cap Gulgio. I always butcher your name. Cameron as well. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out and tuning in tonight. So yeah, we're Bad Boy Leader as well.
Bad Boy Leader.
So the mechs, the mechs are. Do we think they're now overpowered? Are they? Have we gone from having like the worst troop to potentially one of the best? What do you think?
We might be going in that direction, because I've been using them a lot since the update, and like a lot unboosted, and yesterday I think I just boosted them just to get a feel for it. And if you just like shock blasters or doom cannons, just any of those long range prototypes, because the rocket launchers are going to tickle them, and maybe the boom cannons too, they are literally just like they're rendering everything useless. Like they're stunning and they're destroying. And you pin down the back defense, and like I'm not losing any mechs. This is why I'm map clearing with mechs, because I'm gaining my gold. I'm not losing any troops, and I'm saving it for the laser ranger. So they're OP.
Yeah, they're getting that way. Cameron's just said that mech speed would make them overpowered. And they've actually said as well, part of the update was that they're now including the new troops in the tribe cycles. So like the laser ranger, the mech, and the bombardier will now be included in the tribe cycles.
It's about time with the bombardier.
Yeah. Can you imagine getting a mech speed tribe? That right there would be crazy. And I think as well, I mean, I didn't clip it, but I'm pretty sure they do. Like they shock from one, but depending on the angle, it can actually shock the defense behind it as well. If you get the angle right.
Do.
If you get the angle right, I'm not sure how you make them do it, but if there's like an angle, if the angle's right, you can make them shock more than one defense at a time. Hey, Jess just joined the Badger and Moat Club. He's now a cool kid. What's up, Jess?
Cheers, my man.
Thanks for smashing the old members gang there, Jess. Make sure you jump in the Telegram chat. There's a link in.
I'll get him in there later.
Yeah, there's a link in our community tab for that, so you can check that out. So yeah, mechs are going to be really good when they're if they do get a speed tribe for sure. Bomber damage in the tribe with 8 TD boosted. I don't think we'd get.
I love the way the mechs waddle round the base.
They have got a really weird. They got a really weird animation there.
Yeah, I love it. I love what they've done to it, because it now makes them a viable troop, and they're fun to play with. And yeah, they're not they're not the ugly kid at the back of the class that you just point and laugh at anymore, are they?
No.
They're no longer unwanted. Like they're actually wanted. Like Supercell, I think that was part of their intention, was making this a troop that commanders were either proud of or wanted to use, because nobody wanted to use the mech before. There were so many better options, but now I mean mech is a viable option, whether you are going full mech or even mixing it up with the bombardiers, laser rangers, mech scorcher. Options are. There's a lot of them, yeah.
Looking at the tech tree as well, we might see how viable they are on warships.
They're gonna factor into season 40. I really think they are. I think I mean, I'm considering taking them on, not for Season 40. I'm considering going that way.
They're pretty far back in the tech tree for Season 40, are they not?
Just after rocket launchers.
Just after rocket launchers.
Just after rocket launchers.
Okay, that's rocket launchers is 3 ER game. Or Max 3 ER? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, just after rockets.
Right between rocket launchers and shock launchers.
But regardless how well it does, the mech does look nice on a thumbnail. Yeah, true. They are clickable, yeah.
Looks very, very good on a thumbnail, absolutely. Our good friend, you guys are absolutely correct. Holy smoke, we could see a mech meta in 3 ER.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could.
Oh, mechs.
Somebody's going to do it. Somebody will do it. Probably Dyson Lin for all we know.
Probably. Somebody will do it. I mean, I'm not sure if we're going to go all mechs. I will probably go mechs, Bombardier, Sparky, but we'll see.
Actually, Mech Bombardier Sparky is probably going to be the best option because, I mean, I don't know if we're drifting into warships right now. Actually, no, we probably shouldn't because that's all I was going to get at, the fact that, you know, there's no options for starting troops. It's either you go Gren or you pay the 18 keys for the Shockeneers, or you just, you know, rush your way right to 3 ER to get Sparky and Bombardiers and then make your choice to either go 4 ER for Flare.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this tech tree. I really do.
SJ's just asked in the chat saying, hey, do you know if the missing SGs on op bases like GT Maze are intentional or will it get fixed? It'll be fixed. It's a bug. Operations now are, if you roll dead end today, it'll be worth X amount of points. And if you roll dead end tomorrow, it could be worth more points, it could be worth less points. And shield gens are being replaced for normal defenses, but yeah, it is a bug. It should be fixed at some point.
It might have ice. It might not have ice.
Should we kind of go over and maybe talk about the ongoing bugs? Or I mean, I don't even know if we got to what Martin likes most about the update here.
Yeah, I when I saw it on paper, I was kind of a little bit underwhelmed by it.
Yeah, I was as well. Yeah.
But as it's rolled out and some of the things that weren't on paper have been revealed, I mean, this is huge. I think a lot of it is down to the fact that we've not had anything for so long. And you know, you make a kid go without chocolate for 3 years and it's really going to appreciate his first bar. But
I love your analogies.
But yeah, you know, in all seriousness, that, you know, all right, the iOS bug aside, the operations bugs aside, it kind of has got it's got everything there. The mechs and the laser rangers. It's like having 2 new troops.
Yeah, it is.
the critter cannon, critter launcher. That is something that when I've never gone without chocolate, McLovin.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Can you not tell? I think when they're maxed, they are going to be something else to try and work with, to figure out, to fathom. They could put an end to the force close. On dabbling into warships very quickly. I think they're going to be amazing on warships. But yeah, I think that they're and then the other changes, you know, the buffing of the not so favourable proto troops. It'll be interesting to see how much better they've made those. But yeah, I mean, like Scully said,
there was a lot.
My favourite bit is that switch button. I love that switch button. My fat fingers have asked, could it be a little bit bigger?
Yeah, or a separate button, like
but other than that, no, it's. And I think the other thing as well is it bodes well for the future of Boom Beach, that if they're prepared to put this much into it, then, you know, moving forward, there's surely going to be. They're just not going to be like this and walk away from it. There is more to follow.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot that was sort of rolled out with the update that we didn't get like up front. Do you remember? Would you agree, Skull? There was a lot in the update that wasn't in our notes to start off with. The notes that we were given from Supercell, things like. Things like the statue trophies being like on the beach and little things like that. You know, we got the main stuff, but there was those other little bits we didn't get to see those up front, which would have been nice. But I think the update all round is pretty solid. I mean, I'm fairly happy. The Laser Ranger I think is sick. Absolutely loving the Laser Ranger. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sold on the critter launcher. I'll be honest, I'm not sold on it. I think it needs bigger range.
Yes, I'm happy you mentioned that too, because even yes, it absolutely needs bigger range.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to give it a shot. You got to give it a shock launcher. Maybe rocket launcher range is too much, but at least
I think rocket launcher would be too long. But shock launcher range or mortar range would probably be all right.
What's the range of the critters that it launches?
Dude, it's like a
they're unlimited.
like a machine gun.
They're unlimited.
It's like a machine gun or a cannon.
Yeah,
it's like small to medium. I'm pretty sure it's described as long range. I was discussing this in one of my videos about the critter launcher. It does say long range in its description, but its range is, dude, like small to medium at best.
But the critters, once the critters are on the ground, if you smoke troops past those critters all the way to the back of the base, and then once smoke expires, those critters will chase your troops. They will run all the way across the map to your troops. So the actual critters themselves have got like super long range. They got unlimited range almost.
I think I'm just referring to the actual range that the critters fire. Like
actually, the distance they get fired from the building isn't very much.
The critters will make their way across the battlefield to wherever your troops are. You are right on that. So you can smoke your way from A to B, and then have your smoke expire and have an army of critters just in your face like that.
Chase you like In my sneak peek, I had a whole little bunch of the defensive ones, and I was throwing the little ones, and I had this little animation going charge as they were running towards each other and stuff. It was really funny, but yeah, they got long range. The critters have got longer range, but yeah, the actual building itself definitely needs a bit of a buff. I'll be honest. I'm not super. No, I'm not. I don't think it's going to kill the force close strategy. I really don't. You can still drop scorchers, and they will just basically run over the critters like they're not even there. So I'm not convinced on them yet. I'll be honest.
A quick shout out to Fritzelli and Mr. Dole, who have also joined us in the chat there.
What's up, fellas?
And we have a Mr. Michigan sighting.
What's going on, Flynn?
You're late.
You're late.
We got, you know what? Just because we're giving love to new joiners, Phil Oliver as well, BBTFRG and Scully. How lucky are we? Well, we're good to have you with us too, man. Good to see you, gentlemen, and Candy, of course, as well. What's up, Phil?
I think that's a fair statement. Is how lucky are we? Considering we've waited what? Good 2 years for this.
2 years since our last actual like 2 years ago. I think since the mech update. That was HQ24. When was the HQ25 update? That wasn't 2 years ago.
25 was last year.
Okay, so
I'm not even going to count HQ25 because that was just numbers. That was a numbers update. I'm not even counting
that. That was a numbers update. That was a numbers update that was unnecessarily broken down into 3 parts, which gave us nothing new. That just kind of expanded on areas already in the game, like one more prototype, more statue story, or one more statue, and the defensive levels. I
would argue this is the best update we've had since Warships was added.
I think 100%. Yeah, without a doubt.
But the crit launchers I'm not convinced on. Laser Ranger is stupidly overpowered, like the most ridiculously overpowered troop the game has seen in since Bullet was dropped. He was the last.
That was the saddest day for Boom Beach.
Yeah, his nerf was the saddest day for Boom Beach. But when he first landed in the game, his strength, how overpowered he was, that's what Laser Rangers are right now. They are stupid strong. Like, really strong.
When
Martin and Aaron, do you guys think that eventually it'll get to a point where Supercell is going to realize that how OP the Laser Rangers are and they might buff them? Or, do you think we're good with the Laser Rangers for a while?
I think they're going to be alright for a while.
Yeah.
I would at least wait until... I think they'll at least wait until a majority of people have got them maxed.
I think right now that Supercell have to be working on a fix for these op bugs. They're going to keep an eye.
Sure, yeah.
The bugs have to be top priority.
Yeah.
And then I think the next thing is probably, and taking the stream in this direction, is they're going to have to watch how the server split affects the gameplay itself.
Are we going into the China server split?
Let's go. Yeah, we can touch into it. Yeah, I mean,
shall we go there?
I had a feeling. I have a feeling this is going to be like a big chunk of the boom talk here.
We should say like straight up, that like from mine and Scully's point of view, we don't know anything. That's like straight up, honest to God, we don't know, and Supercell haven't told us, and I have even asked, and I still I asked Nuno straight up, and even he wouldn't tell me what the crack is with it. So we don't know. We are only speculating. Nobody knows what the truth is. until Supercell either, gives us some transparency and tells us what's up. Until that happens, we don't know. Nobody knows. It is all speculation at this point, right?
I honestly had I didn't even know what people were talking about at first when, this whole China server split was being mentioned. It wasn't until this morning, like, this is how much I and us BoomTubers are being kept out of the loop here as well. Are on this issue and this topic right now with regards to our Chinese friends, our CCFs, being separated to their own server. I mean, I got all my information, honestly, from Zedmod. He uploaded a couple of videos, which I found to be helpful. I know Shishka Bobber dropped another video on this topic as well. And I was watching those to educate myself on this because I really wasn't sure what the heck was going on. Because like Aaron said, we weren't informed on anything. That's why it's like, what? More than half of our player base is no longer on our server. What's going on?
It feels weird. I mean, I know they did it. I know they said, people are saying they did it in Clash of Clans and stuff. But Clash of Clans is a much bigger game than what Boom is. We're talking probably 100 times bigger than what Boom is. So
probably
the impact that this could have on the game could be seriously detrimental. Lolo coming in with a 279 super chat. Big shout out to you, Lolo. Setting the old lights off it. Setting the old lights off behind me there. It's the first time they've gone off for a while, chat. Big shout out to you, Lolo. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
We should just point out that Lolo has made the point that Beast sucks.
Yeah, he has made a good point, yeah.
You always have to read the donation message, of course.
So, with regard to the China thing, I think it's because, actually, the Earth is flat and China's at the centre of it all.
Disco Aaron's, super chat send the lights off, but the dono link, like the Streamlabs link, is still better because we get 100% of that money, whereas YouTube take a big chunk of the money from super chats. But appreciate it all the same.
You not have that to the dono link as well?
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's a bit more difficult to do it for that, but yeah. So yeah, we're just looking in, we're just, like I said, we are speculating about this, but it is a huge chunk of our player base, if it is true. And, all those players, I mean, all right, some of them are going to try and VPN it. A few of them are going to, try and circumvent it. Obviously, the Chinese people, the kids especially, they're all used to doing all this sort of thing to get around these, the CCP's regulations and restrictions and stuff. So they will be back. At least some of them will probably be back in some form, potentially. But the vast majority of the players, you're talking millions of players out of the matchmaking pool now. Are they going to add bots in? If matchmaking's, it's specifically for Warships, if queue times get so long now that, it's basically unplayable, are they going to have to add bots in? Fez coming in with a £5 tip. Big shout out to you, Fez. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Oh, it does work.
Another beauty in the chat.
It does work.
Fez.
So yeah, the Streamlabs link does work on that now.
we got a Shish Kebab sighting as well. Hey, Aaron, Martin, Skull, everyone. What's up, Shish?
So yeah, are they gonna have to add bots in at some point if the player base gets so small that it, SC555 coming in with a £50 tip. Big shout out to you, Tom. Thank you for that, bro. Big shout out, man.
Absolute legend, man.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the love. We've even got some fireworks for you. How's that? The old fireworks outside for Tom's dono. Where was I? Matchmaking and bots. Would you think we've seen bots in the future, or do you think they'll just,
Are you talking about having bots in Warship matchmaking?
In Warship matchmaking specifically, yeah.
One of the biggest aspects of Warships is PvP.
It's supposed to be live PvP, isn't it? Yeah. But now they've just removed millions of players out of that pool.
And you know what? I'm not in that situation where I could be like Doom or Cameron or Cactus or any of these high level players that once they get to a certain point, they are literally in queue for like 10, 15, 20 minutes to find a match. What's that going to be like now with half of the
exactly
Warship
that's what I mean.
player base out of the pool? Are they literally going to be sitting there for an hour looking for a match? Like, what is this going to translate to when Warship goes live? This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I really hope Supercell have seriously thought about this and have got something in place so that it doesn't do that, because Warships gets enough hate as it is. It struggles enough as it is without this sort of being piled on the top. I don't think there's anything good to come from it. Yeah, right, you can argue the whole cheater thing. Let's get it out of the way. The whole, unfair games and the star muling and match, all that rubbish potentially will be squashed, or an extent of it will be squashed. Great, whatever. But I think there's more detriment to the game than there is to be gained from it.
I agree with you on that.
Do you not think, though, that the vast percentage of the people, those Chinese accounts that feature heavily in the top 500 will, over the coming months, get their VPNs, get back? It's going to take them a few months to recover, because obviously they're going to drop down, but eventually they'll get their dormant accounts, they'll get them onto VPNs, they'll get them outside of China, and
well,
without where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
And it won't take too long before things are back to relatively normal. VPN is technically illegal in China.
They do.
Yeah.
They've got their way. They've got their ways around it, haven't they?
Martin,
who kicked them? Was it the government or Supercell? I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. I think
Supercell.
I think it's definitely Supercell's hand was pushed by the government. It's they've got to meet the requirements of the different app stores and government requirements, all that sort of thing. There's different laws in different countries, and for your game to turn up in those app stores in those countries, you've got to be compliant with that country's laws. And CCP is ridiculously strict.
I'm sure a lot of people knew this, and if you didn't know this, like if you were a player in China, Supercell ID wasn't a thing in China, Google Play wasn't a thing in China. None of these services were available there, and what Aaron was mentioning with the fact, whose fault is it more? Supercell unfortunately has to follow. They've got rules and guidelines. Their hands are tied. If the Chinese government is saying one thing allegedly, what's Supercell gonna do? Ignore it? No. They're gonna be like, okay, yeah, whatever. We'll make you happy, and on they go. So it definitely seems like there's higher ups above Supercell making this happen, and it's just unfortunate that even with as the best way to put this, even with as not as popular as Boom Beach once was, to have a big chunk of that active player base, just be removed now and isolated on their own server. Honestly, it almost seems like we're going backwards here, fellas.
It does feel like that.
Yeah.
I think, potentially, who's to say now then let's say in 2 years' time, Supercell look at the numbers and they see that the Chinese server is making 50% or 75% more money what the global server is, and they decide to just, run with one server and not the other, or update one server and not the other. Will one server get the update first and the other server have to wait for it? Do you know what I mean? These are all sort of questions that Supercell should be, addressing. A bit of transparency would be really nice here.
Then thank you for mentioning that. So then whose responsibility is it to communicate this? Like, is this for the Chinese government to let all Chinese players know, which I'm pretty sure they have been doing? Then why hasn't at least anything come from Supercell's part to tell players? Because even like myself and yourself, Aaron, being being in the content creator program here, we didn't even know. Like I'm literally educating myself on this topic as of today. I am in the dark. I still have to watch Shish's video. I know he dropped one last night, but I did, like I said, I did watch both of Zedmott's today, and I didn't even know that half this crap was going on. So it's eye opening for me as well.
I hope because Supercell haven't told us or them up front that this was going to happen. So there's now thousands of task forces out there where these guys were in those task forces now, and they've just had thousands and millions of players ripped from those teams and just banned off. Just they're gone. They now can't play together. They've got to now go.
It's a sad day for the leaderboards, for the competitive, global.
It's a sad day for Boom, for sure. Absolutely, yeah. I think there's more negatives from it than what there is positives myself.
That's what Shish has just pointed out. It will impact Boom Beach more than other Supercell games because the large proportion of our player base is Chinese.
Yeah. It is
not the same with other games. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, all right, we've still got a massive following in India. You know, India and the US still make up probably 90% of the player base. So on like the global servers. So, you know, I think we're gonna feel it in certain times of the day. So So the people who play through the night. So say if I was going to play at 3 o'clock in the morning, when the Chinese would usually be like, you know, middle of their day, there's going to be less players online around that time. So the queue times are going to be stupid long.
Tom, that's what we're wondering, why Supercell isn't.
We're not sure why Supercell isn't being transparent about it, but that's their prerogative, I suppose.
Like we said at the top of this bit, they they did it to Clash of Clans some while ago, and they were just as silent as they are now. Like everyone everywhere, we're all restricted to a degree as to what we can and can't say. So if they can't say why, then it's pretty hard to.
Well, I mean, we can all speculate.
It shouldn't be that difficult to be that transparent, though. So I mean, obviously, it's got to be something big as to why they just can't openly say, "Hey guys, this is why we've taken our Chinese players and moved them to their own servers now." Which, by the way, again, I could be butchering it, but I believe the two servers are Kunlun and Tencent, and I know I always get that first one wrong there. But there's got to be something else to it. I mean, like, just something that obviously they're not allowed to tell us, or else, like, what else could it be? Why can't they just tell us?
Has nailed it. Transparency doesn't benefit Supercell here, and well, there you go.
Yeah. What Keg said exactly.
Lola said, "Let's just beat Abby. Warships is coming back. Let's hope we can get a match, Lolo. Let's hope we can get But then on the plus side, we're more likely to snipe each other now."
Well,
bonus points. Well, for that, that.
We still can't see the names, but I mean, like, I know. Yeah.
I mean, people are thinking they're not going to see another Chinese player in the game ever. Like, you got to remember, there's Chinese people who play the game who don't live in China. There's that. Sorry, but asked a question about Shish, but I'm trying to keep it quiet. No. So there was something else in the chat that I wanted to touch on.
I just want to say hey to Mr. Olsen. Mr. Olsen is joining us. Aspie Boom Beach as well.
What's up, fellas?
Now, what does Chicken say all about this? Driver Dude asks. Last I heard, he said, and that was pretty much all he had to say.
Very educational.
I apologize for our co-host, chat. I do apologize for our co-host. He's on this new medication, and there are some adverse side effects to it. It makes him these little outbursts, but we love him. We keep him around because we love him. He's harmless, but we get these little outbursts. Anyway, so there's I think Warships is going to feel the crunch from the Chinese server split more than anything else. Obviously, I think Warships is going to feel the pinch the most, but obviously the global VP leaderboard as well is going to, it's going to have some positive effects there for sure. Let's hope now that, the VP leaderboard is kept fair, or fairer than what it was. Would you say that's fair? Would you say that's fair to say? Is the Chinese still locked out? Have we heard any updates from Supercell? No, that's what we were just talking about, Aspie. They're not locked out. They've all been removed from the global. Well, we're speculating. We don't know. Nobody knows because Supercell hasn't been transparent about it. But we all believe that they've been removed from the global servers and put onto their own servers, so that they just play themselves. They don't play us. We can't play them. It's effectively two completely separate games now because Chinese have got their part of it and we've got our part of it, and we won't be able to interact with each other anymore.
I think the question that is on a lot of people's lips is now when you get Scully, when you get an Oriental player, you can't refer to them as your CCF. So
I can't.
What's your new catchphrase?
You know what? I can't even answer that for you right now, Martin. It's honestly, dude, it's got to be one of those things that's just like in the moment where it happens, and then whatever comes out, comes out. Like, I think at that time, obviously I can't speak Chinese, Mandarin or any of the dialects, so, just Chinese character friend was like, the safest politically correct way to go about it. So, yeah, every, not every, because I can't tell the difference between Chinese characters, Japanese, Korean. Sometimes you could offend some people by just calling every Asian character or Chinese character friend. But with that being said, dude, I have no idea, man, because that was a big part of my streams.
Maybe
CCF.
Maybe Hawkins right. Maybe the Chinese government may not allow Supercell to speak about what's happened. Maybe Supercell's hands are tied there as well.
Let's face it, Supercell are owned by Tencent.
Exactly, they are a Chinese company, so...
A Chinese company, man. So, I mean, obviously China's pulling the strings here. I mean, allegedly.
Yeah,
everything is alleged.
Yeah,
everything is alleged.
We all know that China, makes it difficult for games to have their, to be available in China and whatnot. So we all know that. It's the same for every game. But
Shish says, can we still get purchasable Chinese Intel dumpers? you can report the chum now.
You can report now.
Squiggly McGee, I know what you're saying, driver dude.
yeah. You can like you say, you can report them now.
Yeah, no, it is going to be interesting without them. It's also going to be. It also potentially could make Warships very, very dull in the fact that you spend the majority of time waiting for a match.
It's going to make competitive warships incredibly dull because, I mean, most players now, if you're competitive, you're in a warship-orientated task force,
Yeah.
There's, each task force has, a good chunk of players that make an impact on that leaderboard. You can only keep matching up against each other so many times, and you can only all be online at the same time so many times. Like, this is where our CCFs, our Chinese character friends, did make that big impact in warships because especially for me, if I was going in for a 11 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard, well, my daylight savings times are going back tonight, but if I'm going in for 11, 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. push, there's a good chance that more than 50 to 60 to even 70% of my opponents are all going to be Chinese character friends. What's that going to be like now for this season when I go in for these late night pushes? Am I going to be sitting here in queue? I don't know.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to wait and find out.
We'll wait and see. That's the magic question. Mr. Mojo Rising, I think it was. Is Russia banned with the new update? There was talk before about Russia being removed as well. I wonder if that happened. I haven't seen anything about that, but that would be even worse if they did.
What, Russian players also being removed?
Yeah, wasn't there? There was.
Well, I think a lot of that was going on when,
Ukraine
I don't even know if we're allowed to talk about. Are you allowed to talk about the war on YouTube? But anyways, I think a lot of that was going on when the war was first happening. A lot of that hype was around, what's going on with our Russian friends, and I do remember that rumor, but I can't
put it
confirm.
Out. Supercell put it out on their socials, tweeted it and Facebooked it and stuff that they were. I can't remember exactly what he said, but something about removing the Russians or something. But I don't know. We don't know. I don't think
this is just getting stupid and silly. Then pardon my French. I mean, if we're getting to a point now where just governments are allegedly everything is freaking allegedly. We're just getting to this point where we're separating players based on their country for their own server. Like, no, I'm sorry, this is massive.
Yeah.
Where it's progression. This is
so
not how things are supposed to be.
Shish and Cameron both just said. I think Russians aren't able to purchase from the shop, so they've had purchases removed. So that's cool. I mean, so they can still play. They just can't make any.
Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you for confirming.
Yeah, I didn't
know
that either.
Lolo asked you, Scully. So is Warships now going to start at 5 or 3 a.m.?
3.
Oh, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Clocks for me go back at 2 a.m. goes to 1 a.m. So we gain our hour of sleep back tonight, which means for tomorrow. Warships does not start at 4 a.m. anymore, Lolo. For me, it's now going to be 3 a.m., at least until daylight savings kicks back in, the next 6 months later.
And what do you do then? Do you stay up till 3?
I'm going to stay up till 3. If I go to bed, knowing it's a 3 a.m. premiere, I'm going to fall asleep. I'm going to be late. I don't want to be. I hate being late for freaking premieres, man.
I do it so much. that's probably the worst time in at 3 a.m. because it's like right on the cusp of do I stay up or
we always get screwed in North America. Like if you're in North America and you're playing Warships for season premiere, Martin, for 30, 39, 40 now. Jeez Louise, 40 freaking seasons, dude. I've been getting my butt up out of bed to either play at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Again, it would be nice if, Supercell would rotate start times. Again, I don't know how they would implement that. A guy can dream here, but
back in the day, if
I had to pick between 3 or 4, I would pick 3 just so I stay up right until season premiere, and it just makes it easier. So yeah, that's what I had to say.
I'm not sure if we mentioned it, but it's 8. I'm not sure if we mentioned it, but it's like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. here in the UK.
It'll be 8 a.m. now. It'll be 8 a.m. Now the clocks have changed. Yeah. If Supercell reveals the reason for splitting the servers, they'll have to answer the question of how they would fill out the respective servers with players. That's what I mean. Potentially I don't want to say we will, but worst case scenario, potentially they could add bots in. If you're queuing up and you don't match somebody after 60 seconds, it gives you a bot. I don't know, something like that.
So what I don't like about that, though, I mean, there's a lot of things I don't like about that, but one thing I don't like about that is, okay, so what happens if you're a real player, you're on like a massive win streak against other real players, and you've accumulated a bunch of stars from a real player, and then you go up against a bot, and that bot has now taken real players out of, the player pool, and now a bot controls those stars. Something just doesn't feel right to me about that. I don't know. Maybe it's because Warships has always been PvP, but I think it's just going to throw an imbalance to the stars.
I don't think you can have bots in there, no.
I don't know how it would.
I don't know how they would. I don't know how they. But
like, are bots just going to keep climbing the rank? Why not a bot just go to global #1 and get legendary X? I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what I mean. I just hope that Supercell have factored for this and planned for it, because ripping all those Chinese players away is going to leave a big hole in the match.
That's the thing. How do you can't even plug the damn hole, Aaron? Like, you got to patch it. Like, how do you at least put a patch on this freaking hole to make the Warship player experience that much better?
Maybe we're just going to see some really wacky matches now. So like at 6ER and level 24, you could be matching a 3ER at 12.
Yeah, potentially.
You're just gonna pee off all the 3ER players.
Yeah, potentially. Potentially that's what will happen. It'll just make the mismatches a lot worse.
You'll only win 1 star, but if somehow they manage to win, they're going to rip 25 off of you.
True.
Or 19, I think, isn't it, actually? But,
Shish actually brings up a good point here. I'd like to see Supercell reduce IT costs and advertise Boom Beach Warships to attract more players. I agree with that.
Yeah.
They have to do something now to bring more players into the game. If half the freaking player base is now allegedly separated on their own Boom Beach server, like you guys said, it's pretty much its own separate game now. 2 different games, same game but 2 different games.
I mean, I haven't got a problem with the price point. I haven't got a problem with the price point being. I mean, that's £9 for us for a month, and I've always said, I feel for me personally, £9 for a hobby that I enjoy is cheap as chips. It's 2 pints of beer. To me, it's not a great deal of money at all. I know to other people, it's different for everybody. But certainly the advertising side of things, that needs to be that needs to be really kind of taken seriously. Yeah, so just stop me in my tracks.
So yeah, well, I mean okay, let's. I know we talk about IT a lot, but I mean, especially like I know it's the same for a lot of places around the globe. With inflation and just cost of living, everything is a lot more expensive. So I know if McLovin, if you're watching this, please turn the volume down or plug your ears now. But I mean, I can sympathize, and I can relate to players being like, no, I can't spend £9, $12, $14 on instant training. That's my lunch for a day, or that's this or that's that. So. That I know that there you are in the chat right there, but I'm just like I get it. I totally get it. So a reduced cost on IT to at least make the player base happy due to the the 2-week warship delay, and B, also to touch on Shish Kebabber's point, to also potentially attract in more players, because let's be real, we are going to need more players.
Yeah, definitely. Opdestroy says they occasionally drop IT deals in the shot. Remember, it's an old game; it doesn't shine like it once did. it's not Supercell's baby these days, which is true. It's true. I think they should merge IT, extra builder, and add a statue queue, and then maybe $10 value might be justified. It's an interesting idea.
Another good idea, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things they could do. It's just, are they going to do it?
No.
All right, that answers that.
I mean, we'll still get special offers in the shop, obviously, but it's advertising that it needs. We can have, they could make instant training 99p forever, but that on its own is not going to grow the game. It needs advertising. It needs new blood. Fresh players and stuff. Get rid of the stupid offers. Yeah, the stupid ones are stupid, aren't they?
Do a lot of you guys have seen that offer where it's like 10 fragments of, ice, magma, life, and dark for 500 diamonds?
Yeah.
Like we've got a new update that just dropped where diamonds are literally worth their weight in gold for these upgrades.
Yeah.
And you're going to try to entice players by spending 500 on freaking fragments.
And they give you that deal on Crab Weekend.
Jess, are you?
That's a horrible offer. I'm sorry.
I know.
Jess, are you in the chat? Are you out there watching? Can you recap that offer that you? Jess was saying earlier he got. I think he said he had 93 separate offers in his for diamonds in his box earlier.
What, at the same time?
I think so, yeah. It kind of just came up in a little chat and it kind of got skirted over, just glossed over very quickly. But if he's in the chat, maybe he can explain a little bit more. But it sounded like he was saying that he had 93 separate offers for different amounts of diamonds in the chat. That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's got to be bugged.
I just gotta say, Cameron, not everybody is that fortunate. I mean, you might be the only player, I think, not being on a dev build with 100,000 diamonds legitimately.
I mean, I used to save up my own one, but the most I ever got was like 50,000.
The most I've ever saved, I think, was like 9,000, and even then I thought I was a boss, man. And then I see some of these numbers that these guys are dropping, and I'm like, okay, whoa.
Yeah, I used to be a real stacker. I used to stack everything: powder, diamonds, proto parts, all of it.
Did you get it, Martin?
Yeah, did you get it?
I think so. Sorry, but it's been doing my head in.
It's not like anybody's watching, it's fine.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Cameron, because I know, there's players like Rudy, a.k.a. Adrian Vasquez. There's other players like SJ, S. Jimmy. They maxed out their laser rangers literally in the first day or two. Why? Because, they had thousands upon thousands of diamonds, and that's exactly what they put them into. Just the point that I'm making is I don't think anybody is going to drop 500 diamonds on 40 fragments when you've got
crab.
An update
and crab.
Exactly, and crab.
At least we won't have top 350 out of the 500 people without Chinese with Chinese. That's the other good side of this, is it will make getting a top 500 a lot easier. If you're one of the ones every season you're in like the top 600 or the top 700 or even say the top 1,000 and you're trying to get a top 500, you might have a real good shot this season at top 500 for sure. Might even
This is gonna be my season. Both our seasons, boys.
Yeah,
all of our seasons, boys.
I'm going for it this season. Martin's gonna have to wear the suit to the shop, but
Oh, are you? You're gonna be filming that? Is that gonna be live, or are you gonna turn that into a video?
We're streaming that, yeah, 100%. We'll stream his shame. Won't we, Martin?
I'm going for 50 this season, so you need to be on your ball.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm on it. What else were we going to cover? I can't remember what else we were going to cover. Hang on. I don't know. Squad chat. Let's hear from you. What's the biggest part of this update for you guys? What's like the big bit that is, that you're enjoying most out of this update? What about you, Scotty? What's the best part of this update for you?
Best part about this update for me, honestly, other than new content, because laser rangers and critter launchers are new, which is it's exciting, not only to play with but to also make content for as a Boom Beach content creator, and then also to touch on what Martin said with the change account feature. That is honestly it's a blessing in disguise. It saves time on streams, and it just makes the flow on stream much easier, knowing literally in 3 seconds you can change an account. And also the mechs. I'm having so much fun with the mechs. So I'm excited to see if mechs will become a thing in Warships. Only time will tell. So yeah, that's what I'm enjoying the most.
Mine?
Outswitch.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Well, so I've got four accounts that still aren't maxed, aren't anywhere near maxed, to be quite honest. And the reason that they aren't maxed is because doing the continual jump to log out, log in,
and then forget that you've got your pause screen up. And
no, this is before we've even got to streaming, mate. This is just daily grind. I can't be bothered with it, so they've just been sat on the back burner. But now it's so easy. It's just like one click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks. We're done. Brilliant. So yeah, and then obviously when it comes to streaming, you know, I've got myself a nice new pause screen that I don't know now. I know, right? No longer need. You know, it's like quite.
Sorry,
what's Greg gonna do?
I just have to interrupt for 1 second because Johnny has now spoken 4 times in chat and none of us have acknowledged him, and he's starting to get mad. So Johnny, I just wanted to say,
what's going on, Rec?
Very good to see you, buddy. We do see you. There's been a lot of people watching, and the chat's been moving pretty quick here. Yeah. So again, apologies if we miss anybody, but Rec, I'm sorry. We got to say hi to you, buddy. Welcome, Rec.
What's on, Rec?
What's up, Rec?
Martin, I'm sorry, buddy. Continue.
So Ron's coming moment says these chats. So that's something else. Somebody else said that the other day. That was Chrism. Chrism was saying in, I think it was, I want to say Ops chat. I think might have even been your chat, Scotty.
Oh! I don't know that question. Aaron Martin, Johnny asked. By the way, are we having new mechs? So post-update mechs or pre-update mechs?
We're getting post-update mechs. I can confirm that. I checked that today.
Okay, awesome.
They are buffed mechs.
Yeah, they are mechs. Yeah, same as the Boom Surprise as well. Also targets air on Warships.
I noticed that on the dev build when I saw the air icon. Dude, you have no idea how much of a smile that put on my face. I'm like, finally, let's go.
So Ron's coming moment says these chats are the best part of the update. So somebody else, I think it's Chrism, who said that it's good to have something new to talk about. You know, it's good to be able for the community to be able to get some discussions going and work out some new strategies, and you know, have something new to work out and talk about in the community is great. Brawler says, I think the Greater Cannon because defense really needed the boost. That's good. Shift says the mechs are the best bit.
Op says maybe simply increasing the housing space for Laser Ranger. So instead of having 9 per boat, only 4.
That's what I said. Yeah, I said about increasing. Yeah, that's probably what they'll do.
Not a bad idea.
That's probably what they'll do.
Don't nerf them. Yeah, reduce their increase.
Yeah, nerf them. You know, don't let you have so many of them, because it's having so many of them that makes them so suicidal as well. Because if you run less boats of them, they're not as suicidal. They don't sort of tend to run out from front and get killed. But
try running. Use Kavan and the Crystal Shield or Brick and Iron Will. I mean, those are probably your best bets there. But yeah, they're fragile as heck, and you know, mine are solely level 4. So like you sneeze or fart on them and they're dead.
Johnny has pointed out that it's 88,100,000 gold to max the Laser Ranger.
Yeah, worth it in my opinion.
So save your resource boat for 1.5 years and you're good to go.
Well, I'm not entirely certain that you can actually upgrade the laser. I've got a feeling that might be a bug in itself. That when you open the laser, when you open the Laser Ranger, is it 19 or 12? Is that one 12?
I can't remember.
But I'm not sure that you've got enough storage to actually have the resources to. I think that's something that needs looking at as well.
Yeah, I think that's listed as a bug on Slack.
Yeah.
Flint was saying that Chicken is the best chair streamer, as Martin is the best be right back screen streamer. For Caps in the chat, like, yeah, Flint, Aaron's 2 seconds chat, yeah, where I disappear for a minute. Where will you practically use Laser Rangers though, except for the main base? It's unusual elsewhere, dies too quick. You gotta remember though, people, we've only had him for 2 minutes. People haven't worked out the best strategies for him yet. Once they've been balanced and nerfed and stuff.
It's easy just to kind of jump in and, you know, Smoky Laser Ranger, 4/4 Mech Laser Ranger, All Laser Ranger, you know, something's going to work for everybody, right? But, you know, again, bases will change, you know, more shield generators. If you got a shield gen base, yeah, good luck. Tell me how you're doing that with your Laser Rangers.
KNG,
it's possible, maybe.
King Boom Beach, do you guys think the game needs more frequent balance changes. Boom isn't one to usually get many balance changes. I don't think. I mean, I can't really remember any over the years. Maybe one or two.
We don't have enough troops in the game, like for them to actually.
It doesn't really work. It doesn't really work like that. Because Boom is it's more offensive. They want it to be more of an offensive game than so.
Like when you've got 100+ cards in Clash Royale, it's easy for them to do balance changes and buffs and nerfs on the monthly basis, to balance out the metas, especially at the higher competitive level gameplay. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately with Boom Beach, we've got 10, 11, 12 troops. I mean, if you want to factor in all the proto troops, sure, 24 or 25. But half of them, we can barely even use because we get them only a few times throughout the year. And the other half of the troops that we have, unfortunately, there's not enough of them for Supercell to balance them on the regular. So, more troops and then maybe. Or sorry, different new troops and then maybe.
Mexican game. Okay, so what do you think this update missed? What could they have done in the update that they didn't do for you? Chat, what do you think? What do you think should have been included in this update? For me, it was a hero. I really wanted to see a hero this time, but I think
that would have been great.
I think we need a flying hero. We need more flying troops and a flying hero. I'm just going to throw it out there. The jetpack from Frontlines would be perfect.
It would, because you know what? I don't like how Boom Beach teases us with the proto troops, like the flying proto troops, like the rocket chopper and the heavy chopper. Like if we're lucky, we get rocket chopper on main island twice a year, heavy chopper on main island twice a year, if that, maybe once a year each. And then you try a flying troop on the main island and you fall in love with it. And then literally like 50 weeks out of the year, you're like, there's no flying troop for the main island. So 100%, Aaron, I agree with you. I think a hero would have been great, but I think a flying troop is something that the game just that would be awesome.
Now that we've got defenses that target air troops, because of warships, it would make sense that we have a full-time flying troop on the main base as well. Because at the moment, defenses target air on the main base, but there's never anything to target.
So what would you have as a flying troop on the main base?
Jetpack, just like Aaron said.
You wouldn't have that as a hero.
As a hero, I'm sorry. I thought you were just saying as a troop. Because
No, as both. Because I'd like to see the jetpack
you could turn
as a hero.
Jetpack into a hero. Why not?
I'd like to. What I'd quite like to see. I had another discussion with a couple
even
of players.
Optisroy says jetpack. Yeah.
Jetpack as a hero, and then hot air balloon as a troop. So 4 or 5 hot air balloons that did similar sort of damage to a bombardier, but were brittle. They were, as brittle, if not more brittle than rocket choppers.
I think balloons are just too Clash of Clans. Make
it more warlike. Make it like an Zeppelin.
airship, like a blimp,
Zeppelin, yes.
like a blimp or something like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
and
this is the conversation.
Have that drop bombs. Like if we're gonna have that, would be much better than a hot air balloon. Just so
it's so funny. What we've just discussed there is exactly the conversation that I had the other night with a couple of other Boom Beach players, and we said exactly the same thing. That the hot air balloon was too clashy, and somebody said exactly what you said, Skull. Make it more warlike Zeppelin. That was where we went, and I think that would be cool.
I'm sold, fellas.
Yeah,
going back to the jetpack idea, for a hero, for a troop and a hero, I think it would work both ways. It would be a great flying troop, and to have a flying hero. Let's do it. It's long overdue. Just like the last update was amazing. Long overdue. A flying hero, definitely long overdue.
Yeah, I think so. I think people have got, most people have either maxed all of their hero abilities or they've maxed all the ones that matter, and they're just stacking hero tokens and things like that now.
And then you get to a point where you max out the ones that you use, and then you have so many hero tokens, you just literally max the rest of them out just because you can.
Just because you can, and you've still got tokens left over,
Yeah, you still have tokens left over.
Sharks with laser on their heads. Yes, Mike.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we need that. We do.
Cool. Cool.
I think there's the list of things that they
Blast.
missed. The list of things that they've missed is almost inexhaustible. You know, just warships alone, you could come up with several ideas, and the same with the main base.
I think the other thing that this update needed was operations. We needed, some new operation maps. Or
See, I'm just gonna read what Chish said here for a second. Here, I've maxed all my hero junk. I have over 1,100 tickets and 900 tokens doing nothing.
Yeah.
See, I've got about 2,000 tickets on Skull Crusher account. I'm actually gonna use those tickets at the trader for the resources, and then just use those resources for my upgrades for either Critter Launcher or Laser Ranger, and then I'm just gonna rinse and repeat. Because I'm not going to waste diamonds, right off the bat. I'll start the upgrade, maybe wait a day or two, then use diamonds just to save on some of the diamonds, and then I'll start the next upgrade. So, but yeah, there's really not much you can do. I mean, yeah.
We've got nearly 3,000 tickets. I'm saving them up till I've got 10,000 tickets. 10,000 tickets, and then I'm just going to do a stream unlock and see how many just for science.
That is going to take you 2 to 3 hours. It took me literally like 45 minutes of chest opening when I did I think it was like 16 or 1,700. If you just spam the crap out of it to the point where you don't care what you see, you just want to keep spamming through those tickets, maybe an hour, but I'd be curious to see how long that takes you to blow through that many tickets.
I'm going to save 10,000 tickets, and I'm going to stream the unlock for science.
For science, yes.
It's always for science.
Okay, you guys got to be there if it's for science, and if Martin's doing it, and if it's for science, you definitely got to be there.
So yeah, the other thing I think it needed was some operations need some love, and did you see? For me, the operations part of this update that we got, where we got the new badges and the new backgrounds for the badge, that right there was like the biggest kick in the teeth for everybody who's wanted a new, search filters, or have the dead task forces removed from the search listings and things like that. Instead of doing something that actually mattered for operations and, that side of things, they give us new pictures for the badges. I think I would have, who agrees, chat? Who would have just swapped out, the time that it took for them to add those pictures of those new backgrounds and the new badges in, have that time put into search filters for task forces? That right there would have been so much nicer than the stupid badges, That's why I think.
When you put it like that, yeah, no, it's kind of hard to. Give the badges any props on that one.
I mean, the badges are cool. Don't get me wrong. The badges are cool.
They are cool, but
they are cool.
It's all aesthetic, right? Like, it's not practical.
It's not practical. It's not quality of life. No, chat? When was the last time you looked at a badge of a task force? Anybody? When was the last time you looked? Oh, that task force's badge is kind of cool. What kind of badge has this task force got? Never. Not once.
Did they actually add the turtle for angry turtles, or is that just a coincidence?
That's just a coincidence.
Did Boom Beach confirm that? I saw one of the angry turtles posting about that Boom Beach added it, and I was like, maybe. I mean, the angry family has had a pretty significant impact in Boom Beach, but I don't ever recall Supercell actually confirming that the turtle icon was for angry turtles.
That's just a coincidence. When you look at Boom Beach in the App Store, it says a game about turtles or a game with turtles. So that's just
turtles play a big part. Dr. Terror's got some pretty sweet animation clips with turtles.
Just part of the lure, isn't it?
Turtles with laser beams on their heads.
Turtles with lasers, yeah.
She would be more Boom Beach than the sharks with laser beams on them.
I know, right?
Only Me has posted something, and we've been saying for a little while, haven't we, about buffing the ops and maybe putting 2 core bases on some lower ops, even bringing barbed wire down into a few lower ops.
Bring down the barbed wire, yes.
And ironically, that's what they've managed to do, but kind of. Somebody sent me a picture the other day of a barbed wire post on Milk Run.
Yeah. They're down as low as Milk Run, and they're on resource bases as well, and warships.
Yeah.
I even saw a screenshot of the hero hut, I think, showing up on somebody's boomtown.
That's
I don't know
right.
if that was.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was Chicken or Zedmont. Somebody snagged a screenshot of that.
I've got a feeling that was shopped.
Yeah, I think that was photoshopped as well.
I could have been.
Yeah.
Nobody
else has seen it, have they?
I did see the screenshot that at least that that I think was talking about it, and it did look like the hero hut was in one of the areas that the rocket launchers would be in the back area. But you're right. I mean, there's a good chance it could have been screenshotted.
You get a tree. You get trees growing on ops. So
yeah, this is true. This is true.
You get trees on ops. So
it's Supercell. They can, when they break something. They're with the they're the best at breaking.
They break it proper. They break it proper.
They really break it,
And then they just call it an unintended feature. Or wait, that's what we call it.
That's an unintended feature, yeah. We had a hero hut on Boomtown too. So Boomerville said one.
Right.
So maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't.
So that was actually legit then, was it, Bill?
Wow.
I don't. Maybe it was. Are you in a task force with either Zedmod or Chicken? Because if you are, then that's probably the screenshot that I saw.
Yeah, it's probably the one we're seeing.
It should be called Hanka.
Resource bases are another thing they need to fix. It's just stupid how it keeps growing, but you solo it with warriors anyway. Yeah.
Oh, you solo anything with warriors? Well, that's not true. Some bases might give you a hard time, but
I hope
any resource base you can solo.
Flint, are you going to get on and do your push now? Now that, the leaderboard's going to be changed forever, you might as well get on and do your push. You could get a gold badge in a couple of weeks. I've seen many different screenshots of hero huts,
Looks like it was a separate... Okay, so Boomerville is not in a task force with either of them, so it could have been an actual, random ongoing off bug with the hero hut showing on Boomtown.
Yeah. Big fan of trophies on the beach. Yeah, I'm all for that as well. I kind of like that. It's a nice little touch. Trophies on the ramps will be funny, yeah. So, yeah. Where are we at? Yeah, I think overall, I think the update's good. The bugs are crap, but they'll be fixed at some point. Do you think T-Boy had a lot to do with this update? Yeah.
What do you think? What do you guys think is the most? What do you guys think is the one bug that probably needs to be addressed and fixed the most? That is probably the most inconvenience to players right now.
iOS crashes.
Okay, you took the words right out of my mouth. You know what? Sure. I'm experiencing that too on my iPad, and it's funny too because the bases that I can't attack on my iPad, I can attack on my Samsung Galaxy S22. So it could be an older gen iOS thing. I don't know.
It's an older iOS thing, but it is affecting all levels of iOS. It's not limited to just older devices, but yeah, the majority of it is older iOS versions.
I think that it's got something to do with actually how much processor power is required, because there are some newer iOS devices that are crashing for some people that aren't for others. So it's almost like, if you've got an iPad that's new but full up with loads of apps and things happening in the background, that's still crashing it. So is it something to do with I have Icebox on my iPad, my iPhone 11 Pro works fine. Just
like me, OP, except I have Android phone instead of iPhone.
Yeah, see, I don't have this problem because I don't use iOS, so I don't use iOS for anything. So yeah, I'm not lucky in that respect.
So one more question: do we want to do like a little sweepstake for Monday morning to see whether anyone can predict what bugs are going to appear on Warships?
No, that's not tempt fate.
That could be, that list could be pretty long, Martin.
Yeah, I think tempting fate there. I'm quietly confident for Warships. I don't think, there's nothing in this update that was for Warships specifically. So, fingers crossed, the Warships code is it's all right. We can hope, right? We can hope, right? Yeah. So yeah, anything else you guys think we want to cover?
Well, I mean, we can, we covered a decent amount right now. I mean, we didn't really talk too much or go into much with regards to Warships and just with how, I think the tech tree is a little bit interesting with regards to...
I love this season of tech tree.
Shock starting gunboat ability. We have had Grenadier starting troop before, but, having Grenna starting troop, because it makes players think, because then you're either forced to spend the 18 keys to go get a Shockeneer, which, to be honest, I don't think a lot of players are going to do. or you make that mad dash to 3 ER, pick up Sparky along the way. She's on the main path, and then pick up your Bombardiers, because I think most players are going to be pretty much using a full Bomba clear until they get there. And then again, you got all the mines available. Do you pick up all the mines, and it just I don't know. I like this tech tree. I really do.
2 ER layout. You can always see what it's going to be. Loads of mines, then the defenses, and then the ERs at the back. So you got to walk through the mines to get to the defenses.
And what players need to understand too is the Shockeneer is a support troop. It is not a DPS troop. If you go full Shockeneer, you could get the layout, but it's going to take you forever. Yeah. Shockeneer is meant to be thrown in there to slow down the rate of fire of defenses, so like your Bombas or your Grens have more time to deal more damage. Don't go full Shockeneer. I don't think that's going to work out for anybody.
Yeah, they should have added tiny shocks to this season. Yeah, they should. They missed that. They missed out on that one. That was a swing and a miss for sure. Audio sliders would be great too for mixing instead of it's all either on or off. What's that for? Oh, for the yeah, I know what you're saying. That'd be quite cool actually. I mean, I don't play with any game sounds, but
Cameron, I can't confirm if we're getting any compensation or not. It would be nice. Yeah. It would be nice, but I can't confirm if we are or not. And if we were, I'm sure.
Is the new flare fixed? Not the, as far as we know, we don't know what the bugs were. What under the bug fixes thing, we don't know what the bugs were, so it's wait and see.
Did they I think the lower graphic option then?
Yeah, they got rid of the graphics option.
In Warships, it's the new flare, and that brick flare as well. Like when you have a flare activated, or when you have a flare in the air, and if you activate battle orders before that flare lands, then brick ignores the flare. Those I think are probably the two most annoying flare bugs in Warships. There's probably a few more, but without a doubt, those two definitely irk me a lot.
Yeah, if you press battle orders at the same time as the flare landing it, she'll ignore the flare. She can only follow one command at once, isn't it?
She can only follow one command. There's so many jokes that can be made with that, but let's keep it correct. Let's keep it correct.
Rocket Chopper is ignoring the flare is the biggest bug.
That's the new flare, Grens.
So yeah,
is there another RC bug?
Otherwise, I think Warships looks really good. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and that's pretty big for anybody who knows me to say that I'm actually looking forward to it. But yeah, I think
we know why you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, because I get to at the end of the season, Johnny. At the end of the season, we get to watch you in the ballerina suit in Tesco's.
I don't think we will, my friend. I don't think we will.
We will see. What do you reckon, chat? Who do you think is going to win? Me or him?
If we're going off of experience,
it's
Martin.
Yeah.
If we're going off of the savage will to win, to not embarrass the crap out of myself, Aaron.
Facts.
So it's gonna be. I'm excited to see how this plays out with you guys.
Yeah,
I would like to point out that he's had nearly 10 days on the dev build to practice various hits and various scenarios.
You need to understand. A lot of the time we spend on at least for me, it's not building bases to attack it. It's gathering the screenshots, the intel, the information that we need to do our sneak peeks. Like after I'm done a sneak peek, it's pretty rare that I'll actually go back to the dev build and mess around a bit, because there's always so much other crap that needs to get done.
So what's the bet again? The loser has to wear the inflatable costume, whether it's the ballerina one, which is actually not in the best condition at the moment, or whether it's a new one yet to be seen. The loser has to wear it and go shopping for the other one in Asda's, which is like a big supermarket. And
like a Walmart kind of thing.
It's basically it is Walmart. It's Asda, which is Walmart in the States. Walmart.
Yeah.
We have to go shop. We have to go shopping in the thing for the other person. So
like the other person's grocery shopping.
In today's day and age, though, Martin, or Aaron, fellas, I don't think it's going to be that.
You're going to blend in with most people around Toronto, I can assure you.
See somebody in a ballerina suit. I'll be like, oh, just another day at Tesco's or whatever store it is there.
Yeah, 100%.
That would be another day at Walmart here in Canada.
Yeah, it's just another day, just a regular day at work for those people in Taunton, I can assure you.
In fact, the one in Taunton, they may look around and say, well, they've dressed up to come out today.
Yeah, you looking nice today.
Hey, please, sir, have the express lane.
Let me open a new till for you.
Yeah.
Freaking VIP treatment, man. That's awesome.
So yeah, I think we're more or less there.
Polly's got the right idea.
Yeah, Polly doesn't know nothing. You're all gonna get schooled this season. Watch.
Adam Brown's got a pretty nice comment there. You know, I want to say I appreciate you guys and all BoomTubers who keep the community updated. Cheers, my friend.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, we do what we do. Makes a change from wearing PJs and Asda. Yeah, true that. All the little yummy mummies with their pushchairs in the PJs. For some reason, my other monitors just decided to die.
Jess, what was that thing you were saying earlier about 93 different diamond deals? In your, can you be a bit more expansive on that? Because we were saying earlier about like different bugs that had come along, and I'm sure you said, was it 93 different diamond deals, or I'm not sure I got the. Hopefully it'll expand on that.
My game stopped working on my Chromebook. Yeah, that's you're not supposed to be using it on emulator anyway.
Aaron, I tried to move my Everdale diamonds over from Everdale to Boom Beach, but I logged in too late.
Oh no, really?
There was a certain window that you had to do it, and I remember most of the people in the valley that I was in did it, and then I didn't even think about it until like a couple days before the update, where I was like, sweet, and then I went to log into the game and the server's already dead, so it's like you can't even do anything.
Savage.
I probably would have had like 5,000 or 10,000 diamonds. I spent probably about $100 or so bucks on Everdale. Every now and then I get the gems just to speed up freaking, you know how it goes.
Yeah. Depends if you're getting the same insights on the season. Yeah. No, he hasn't got the same insights as me. Vote for two. So yeah, I think we're great to see the Boom Beach community so alive this last week. Can't wait for next season of Warships. Yeah, do you know what? For this week, seeing this week has been, you know, kind of crappy because they delayed Warships. The hype and the conversations and that have been happening this week in the community, like the wider community, have been really good. It's nice to see, you know, people speculating about the update, and then you know, from the teasers and things like that. That's the part of the community that Boom doesn't get enough of, because we don't get enough updates and stuff. That just doesn't happen enough in our community. Do you know what I'm saying?
What made me laugh today, and I sent you a message about it, really made me laugh today, was at midday our time, and whatever time that is for you, that the Warships update, the Warships sneak peeks dropped. Literally at that moment, everybody, the chat about bugs and all the problems with the update just silenced, and all of the Boom Beach community just suddenly switched to Warships.
Warships
it was
mode.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Jess, Martin, I got like 50 diamond deals on my deals page, as well as my IT tripled, etc. But I just turned my deals off.
Right. I have to go, Rit. Thanks, guys. Good luck on your new job, Shish. Catch you later, Akuna Matata. We need more achievements and include daily challenges. Yep, that'd be good. Scully, I didn't get any diamonds from Everdale either, but I don't play it.
Same for Phil, yeah. All right. Wouldn't have been enough to actually make a difference. Just put a little dent in upgrading, you know, Laser Ranger.
Yeah,
so expensive.
Oh, another question. How have you enjoyed the gap between crab ending and Warship starting?
Like
that's something that the break, because normally it's a break between Warships ending and crab start. This time we've got to experience a break between the intensity of crab.
It was nice.
I know we've had the update. We've had the update, but wasn't it nice to, you know?
It was from a crab pusher's point of view. It's nice to not have to, you know, finish your crab push or grind your crab push out as hard as anything, and then immediately go into the season of Warships. It's nice to be able to have that, you know, couple of days chill after crabbing.
I was kind of banking on that to give me the advantage in this bet, to be honest.
Now, this is why I totally get why some players just literally stick with crab and others stick with Warships, because I do get it. That means literally your whole time is spent playing crab then going into Warships. Like, I don't get how players will literally push 2 or 3 accounts, you know, high up the leaderboards and then, you know, go right into Warships. You know, it's, for me, the break was nice. The break was very, very nice. I do find that the crab going into Warships is it's a stressful week, and sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like one thing into the next, into the next, into the next. This week off was still kind of just as up there because we had the update, which means we still had content to make. So it just kind of took our minds off of Warships, and that energy and focus that would have been put into Warships was now put into the sneak peek, or not the sneak peek, I'm sorry, was put into the new update content. So it was nice to have that breather, but yeah, I always find it freaking overwhelming and sometimes a little bit stressful, just with them back to back. It's like quick fire, right? Like, one after the other, where that last week of every month is always probably the most stressful. Yeah.
100%. Definitely, yeah. So, I think we've pretty much covered everything we wanted to tonight, haven't we? Anybody else in chat got anything you want to get off your chest? I asked earlier on a Discord call with the server splitting, how many of the final 300 in Warships were non-Chinese players? People finishing in top 200 to 250 are likely top 50 global now, technically. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. Potentially, the people who are finishing, like, say, the top 600, 700... 800, those players now are going to be top 500 consistently, or at least for a couple of seasons anyway. They might. I'm looking
forward to that, man. I got to get my numbers.
I'm looking forward to an easy top 500. It's the first season I'm going to push for one, so I think I've picked a good one, to be fair.
I'm telling you, man, I can't go another season of Warships with Chicken beating me. So we're getting back on that leaderboard.
So yeah, chat. I think I should dad to give me a few. Yeah, sure. I'll get straight on that. I'll send him a message right now for him. I think we've covered it. Yeah. So big shout out to Scully for coming on with us again. Thank you, mate.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, guys. Great talk today. Sorry, Martin.
Mr. Poing has just pointed out. So who's using the new YouTube Zoom feature? Just look at Martin, and he's just sent me through private message in Telegram a picture of me super zoomed in.
Yeah, I've got it. It's in front ops.
Top job, Mr. Poing.
I'm going to meme that in a minute.
You got to love that, Martin. You put yourself out there, and you are going to have somebody that does that.
I'm going to meme that in a minute. You'll see it on the socials in a few.
Cameron, no problem, buddy.
What we're going to do? We're going to turn them into NFTs.
Yeah. Watch that thing blow up, man. Jeez.
You know it.
You can retire off that, man.
Hey, Kay, what's going on? Thanks, guys. Even if we didn't say hi. No worries, Kay. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kay. It is good to see you.
Music so loud. It's not that loud, is it? Gap, love to you all, guys. Nice chatting. Yeah, thanks, Cap. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will... What have we got tomorrow? Martin's got you got something at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. What is it you're doing?
Yeah, we're going to have Jess and I are going to get on, and Scully, if you're around, do you want to join us on Discord? We're going to have a bit of a chat about the tech tree.
I missed out on your last few. I'm just confirming your invitation. I would love to join you guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
I'll send you a message in like my morning. I've been at work all week, so I haven't had a chance to set too much up yet. But probably just
worries,
this Discord chat thing. Well, I have the tech tree on screen and maybe the calculator. We can do some calculations for a few people, depending on at what level you're starting. And just a general kind of chit chat about the tech tree and possible starting options for people. So that'll be tomorrow evening.
Yeah, that's tomorrow night.
That's tomorrow night. Something. What are you doing during the day?
I might throw a fun up or something together tomorrow. I might go, I'll go live and just, do what we did the other day, just hang out.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, did you guys do a fun up already for Laser Ranger and I guess it would be Laser Ranger fun up.
Technically, yeah, kind of. I went live. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I went live.
Yeah.
Just sort of hanging out on stream, not really doing anything in particular, just sort of chatting and did a bit of map clearing and whatnot. And we had a few in chat. I said, should we do a fun up night? And just filled a 10-man.
Okay, so it's been done. I was going to say a Laser Ranger fun up is what we need.
Yeah, we had fun. We did a good one. I
think give people chance to get them maxed.
Once people have got once they've got maxed out, that we can do some big ones and whatnot. But I mean, tomorrow I might do the same sort of thing tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a mech one tomorrow, just for
that's it. Yeah, Lasertron and mech. Sorry, Martin. Martin, Aaron. Jess is asking, are you guys going to be doing a double whammy on opening day?
Yeah, I'll be streaming. I want to say I'll be streaming the start, but I probably won't be streaming the actual very start. But I'll be live by midday on Monday. So yeah, a couple of hours after the season actually starts, I'll be going live.
I probably won't be streaming the premiere because this man right here. I'm not even sure where you are. Down there somewhere.
I actually booked off Monday. Like I literally had my work has like a process. So I had a time off for him, and I wrote everything down. Reasoning: Warship premiere stream at 3 a.m. streaming. That was my reason, and my work knows. My work knows because my schedule keeps changing. So I was like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not missing season 40 premiere. So I've actually taken off work to play Warships, and this is great. Normally I have had Mondays off in the past, but things have changed.
So yeah,
so we will. Scully will be premiering.
Yes, Mike. I'm streaming start. Sorry.
Yeah, Scully, we're doing like the season off the rip. I'll be going live a few hours later than him, and then Martin will probably do Tuesday or something.
I'll do.
Pretty sure you can expect Off Destroy, Chicken, myself, and I know Pete.
Everybody.
I know Pete went live last season premiere. I'd love for him to go live again this season premiere, but I don't know if he will or not. But yeah, you can definitely expect Off Destroy, Chicken, myself, and possibly even Pete.
Cool. So yeah, there's that in chat. So tomorrow, look out for me streaming something tomorrow, just to come and hang out with you guys for a bit or whatever. Just like we did the other day, kind of impromptu stream, but we'll do something. We'll get something going. But yeah, for tonight, chat, that is it. Thanks to everybody who's come out and hung out tonight and chatted up with us tonight. Massive shout out to Tom and the guys who can't remember who donated. It was Fez and Tom for donating tonight. You guys are absolute legends. Thanks everybody who's smashing the subscribes, hit the likes, all of that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you on the next one. Peace.
Thanks, guys.